to this opening of the evening. Janine? Jeannie, sorry. Vigor. Will be first.
We'll get there.
I'm a North Towner, I'm sorry, I'm a North Town. I only know Polish names. And Karen Doja. Corinne. Yeah, please go after. It's a little warm here. So let's start off with Jeannie and her opening statement.
Good evening. I'm Jeannie Vijay, and I'm running for Aurora Town Clerk. Big surprise. I am over the moon excited about this opportunity. I have 26 years of corporate experience with Verizon Wireless. It's been my entire career, and I have grown in ways I would have never imagined throughout that period of time. We'll get into the details on that in a minute. I grew up here. I went to Immaculate Conception, rode my bike to Vidler's, worked at McDonald's, scooped ice cream, worked at the library. I come from a big family. I'm one of 5 kids, and we're all still here, right in the town, right in the village, actually. So for me, the town, and really East Aurora, is about family. So I spent my time, I went to Catholic schools for 12 years, and after that I went to Alfred State and Alfred University, where I received my Associates in Liberal Arts, and then my bachelor's degree in communications from Alfred University. And then from there I went over to, moved to the Albany area to start working in retail stores for Verizon Wireless. So I've had a number of roles working in stores, supporting customers, sales, leading teams, and then I realized I had a real strength in compliance. I know it's very exciting stuff, but I spent a lot of time helping all of our stores be compliant in the way we conduct business, and that's in compliance with the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, which is a result of Enron in Adelphia. Anyway, that opened big doors for me, and I then became a leader of those teams, and I had led a number of different projects, disaster management, and stop.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this event and giving us a chance to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves and why we're running. My name is Corinne Doynet, and I'm running for town clerk for the town of Aurora. For the past 3.5 years, I've had the honor of serving as deputy registrar in addition to deputy town clerk, where I work closely with residents and local officials every single day. That hands-on experience has given me a deep understanding of how the clerk's office operates, from processing vital records and marriage licenses to ensuring meetings and town documents are managed with accuracy and care. I've also gained extensive experience working with a proprietary software used in the clerk's office, which is essential to keeping records accurate, secure, and accessible. I've seen firsthand how important this office is to the daily lives of our residents, and I'm proud of the professionalism that goes into every interaction. My hands-on experience means no learning curve. I can step into the clerk's role and continue serving our residents without interruption. In addition to my public service, I've also been a small business owner for over 22 years. Running a business has taught me the value of hard work, accountability, and providing excellent customer service, all qualities that translate directly into how I approach my work at the town hall. I understand what it means to balance budgets, meet deadlines, and serve people with respect and efficiency. As a resident and taxpayer of Aurora for more than 17 years, I am proud to call this community my home. I truly care about this community, not just as a place to live and work, but as a place to belong. I've seen how dedicated our residents are, how much pride they take in our town, and how important it is that the town's clerk office be accessible and welcoming to everyone. My goal as town clerk is to keep the office running smoothly, to continue providing excellent service, and to make it as easy as possible for residents to get the information. Yellow was halfway.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Do you want me to do rules again?
We're good.
We're good, I know you are. First question, and we'll start off here. How do you plan to improve the experience for community members interacting with the town clerk's office? Yes.
I have a vision for what this office is going to become. I think that there's a very big opportunity for developing technology in town government. There is, of the 14,000 residents in this town, 50% of them are in the workforce. 75% of those people are not, they're not here, they travel outside the town. Right now, we're serving a limited subset of the residents in this town in the way that they can do business with the government. There are people that like to pay their taxes in the office, in person. That's a great experience there. There's people that like to mail their checks, but there is a very large population that would like the convenience of paying their taxes online, at home, renewing dog licenses at home. So I think that is one of the first things that I think will help improve resident experience. I think there's also an opportunity in looking forward for ways that we can plan ahead for what the future will bring. I also think that the comprehensive plan is something that should be within the sights as well of the town clerk, as far as helping maintain the plan and being that common thread between what the residents need and what our plan is for the town.
Can you repeat the question?
How do you plan to improve the experience for community members interacting with the town clerk's office?
Okay, so with me being employed at the town for over 3.5 years, I've been able to listen to the residents for 3.5 years and what they do want and what would they like to see. So yes, definitely technology, it is the way the world is coming, but there are a lot of problems with that also. So like, yes, I would like to put on like the website about filling out forms for marriage licenses, death certificates, instead of having them come into the office, fill out the application, put it online, fill out the application, send it to us through email with whatever documentation they can send through. Yes, I would also like to do the online payments. The only concern with that is that because of us being a government, they cannot charge us the fees. So the fees ends up going back to the residents. Right now, it is 2.65%. So yes, people come in, want to pay their taxes online or pay with a credit card. As soon as they find out that 2.65%, they say, never mind, I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to get like a cashier's check. I would like to extend our hours or change up our hours some, like either possibly having one night a week, maybe staying open a little bit longer, or having like 1 or 2 Saturdays a month opening, open a couple hours to help the people who do work. Because I was in that one, well, I am in that, I shouldn't say that, I do work. But yeah, that's things I would like to change, and like I said, I've been listening to residents for over 3.5 years, and those are the biggest things, it's just the online, and that's what I plan to do.
Thank you. I'll hold the mic and I'll give you the question. Next question.
Any more questions?
How will you fill the vacant positions currently in the clerk's office and not have it look like it's a political payback for campaign endorsement?
Okay, well, I have not received any funds from either of the parties, any of the parties that have endorsed me. Everything that I've done so far has been fundraisers or out of my personal bank account. So I have to hire somebody, I have a couple people already in mind that have already offered to come into the office, but yeah, I don't, yeah. Sorry.
Could you repeat the question, please?
How would you fill the vacant positions currently in the clerk's office and not have it look like a political payback for campaign endorsement?
myself a gigantic load for this campaign. And I've, my campaign finances have been, about certainly getting my name out there, but that's not really what the question is about. I've already done some preliminary interviewing for candidates, for the deputy clerk's office. I'm also hoping, that, if, Corinne would like to stay on board, that's a discussion for another time, but I think that, that'd be something I'd really look forward to doing, is working together with Corinne. And then as far as the rest of that goes, I have, to me it's about qualifications. I don't know why or how party is at play for this at all, because truly this role is apolitical. It's administrative, it's operational, and I don't really feel that there's a play for party in any way.
Thank you. You will take the next question again. What are some of the best practices in our region that we can learn from for our future?
Well, I have been preparing for this role, and this has been my full-time job, this campaign, since January. And I'm somebody who tries to learn everything I possibly can before I embark on anything. I have a passion for knowledge. I eat it up. It's something I really enjoy doing, is learning. And I think, like Joe said earlier, that's how we stay human, how we grow. And so I've spent a lot of time with other town clerks in the county, spending days in the office with them, asking about how they run their offices, and getting some of those best practices. In fact, one of the things I'm planning to do if elected is bring the clerk out into the community. This was an idea that was actually given to me by a former town clerk, in that for West Falls, for example, if people want to, I'm going to set up a clerk on the Go Hub, so that I'm going to be reaching out into the community so that I'm more accessible to them, and perhaps that's during tax season. And so that's something I would plan to implement. The other thing I've learned is that, yes, doing things online does pass along a fee to the residents. That is not something the town collects, but that's something that perhaps they can do during tax seasons that the amount isn't so high. It's also going to add more work to the back end in the town clerk's office, and that's work I'm willing to take on for our residents. Also something that I've learned in the other towns. I spent time with the department heads and as well in the town, with most of them, and tax assessors as well. And so a lot of best practices that I've gained from them, but also I think the most important thing is the network. So I have an open door to continue that learning opportunity.
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
No problem. What are some of the best practices in our region that you may have learned from for the future?
Well, first of all, the town clerk we currently have has an awesome reputation with, I'd say, 99% of the residents that live here. She knows everything. I plan on following in her footsteps. Like I said, I do want to make some of the changes with the community and, well, with the way life is changing for people. Getting more online. I understand that. Jeannie had brought up about having a pop-up office. Our town isn't that big, town and village. We're 6.5 miles. We're a square area, 6.5 miles. It's not far for people to come to us. We do right now, if we have somebody who can't do something, we will go to them. We've gone to people to do notary. We've worked later to have people come in and do marriage licenses. We do accommodate our residents. With the whole tax thing and money collection, that's a major safety issue. We collect over $50 million in taxes. If you're going to do a pop-up office, who knows if the insurance would even allow us to do that. You have to advertise, so you're spending money on advertising. You have to, you're opening up to say, hey, I'm going to have an office here to collect taxes, and I'm going to collect. I had a guy walk in the other day, $11,000, all in 20s, he came in. So here you're gonna be walking around, you know, like with this money and that. This isn't, you know, that's not something, I mean, our office runs great the way it is. We have safety in our office. We have security buttons. We have the automatic doors that shut when we push the security buttons. We have cameras going on, so it's, you know, like, and the cost involved in doing something like the pop-up, I mean, I think the internet, the wireless, it's gonna cost money.
Thank you.
Some questions. Just hold it up.
You'll keep the question on this one. What experience you have to make you qualified as the role of the town clerk?
The experience I have is the 3.5 years of working in the town clerk's office. This past year, we had, my coworker passed away, and we didn't open it up to hire anybody because this isn't a appointed position, so this person, if we would have hired somebody, could possibly lose the job at the end of the year. So I've actually been able to learn a lot more. I've learned a lot of the town clerk's duties. I became the deputy sub-registrar, so I'm able to deal with the death certificates, birth certificates, marriage licenses. I already forgot what question. I am terrible at speaking in front of people. One-on-one, I'm a lot better.
Relax, we're fine.
Yeah.
No pressure here.
But yeah, just so like my experience of working in the office, that's, I mean, 3.5 years. I can come in on day one. I mean, think for a new person coming in January 1st, you're gonna start doing tax collection on January 15th. You have no knowledge about taxes, you know, whatsoever. I've done tax collection for 17 tax seasons. I know how to start the process when we get the information from the gentleman who produced the software. I know what we have to do. I mean, and you're coming into the town and county tax, which includes your garbage and your police, your town, the county, everything's involved in that. So it's, I mean, it's a major deal to come into a position, and at least I have all that knowledge already. I'm not saying I know everything, because I absolutely do not. I mean, people come into the office every day, and I try not to go to Martha to ask, you know, to get the answer for the question. I try to figure it out on my own, or, you know, like even phone calls. Hey, you know, give me a second, let me think about this, let me look it up, let me go to a different department, find an answer for you, you know, and I'll get back to you. But I just, again, I feel like my experience in the office is the biggest deal.
Thank you.
So, everyone knows I'm not a deputy town clerk. What I do have is extensive experience and exposure to being dropped into high-paced, high-visibility roles in a Fortune 50 company, a heavily profitable company, and I've performed over and over and over again. No, I don't know how to do taxes yet. I don't know how to do that yet, but I will have a lot of support. I'll have the support of the town clerks across the county. I will have the support of 933 town clerks across the state. I'll have the Association of Towns support, which has a clerk section. And I'm also a member of the Democratic Municipal Officials Organization. So there's a lot of support that I'm going to have when it does come to day one. And I am going to be learning a lot. And I will certainly also rely on the experience that is within Town Hall as well. There are other people that can assist me here. I'm not going to be perfect, but I am not going to fail. I am going to serve this community with every fiber of my being. So I have a lot of qualifications to do this because I've been put in situations where I've had to handle disaster or crisis management. Helicopters going down in New York, tornadoes in Kansas. I've been in front of all of these things, and I am able to lean on relationships that I have. I've made some very strong relationships with the clerks in the county, and they have pledged their support to me as well. So I am very comfortable doing this. Again, I'm humble, I know I have to learn, but I am aggressive about my learning.
The questions are very, a lot of these questions are people, but it's fine, we'll get through it. What skills do you have to contribute to the roles, and what skills would you like to develop? And I know you're repeating yourself, but it's still about a skill that you want to develop.
Trying to figure out how to answer that in a way I haven't already. I want to develop the skills of knowing how to do taxes like the back of my hand. I want to develop the skills of open meeting law. I want to develop the skills of taking minutes at meetings. I want to take it a step further though and figure out a way that we can take meeting minutes by using a transcriber. We take notes, I'll take notes, but I'm also going to use a transcriber to figure out how, to make sure that I've captured all the important points. I also think that there is an opportunity to bring more proactive communication out into the community, and that's going to be something I learn tactically. So when I'm interfacing with customers, when I'm at town board meeting, residents, at town board meetings, hearing what the feedback is, I'm going to learn what I can do to be proactive about communicating to residents in advance. There is an opportunity with communication here in the town, and I think there are many channels that are at no cost. There is social media. There is the website. The website needs TLC. It has not been updated in quite some time, and I do think there are ways to make it something that is much more user-friendly, especially because we've got a lot of people moving into this town, and our website is a representation of the town too. So I want to learn what I can do there and leverage the grant writers that we have on staff to help us bring technology up to speed.
Well, like I said, I worked, in the office for 3.5 years. Things I would like to learn, well, they do have like the New York State Association of Towns. They have seminars. In January, they do for all newly elected people. April, the town clerks have their own seminars. It's about 4 days. I'd like to go there and learn, talk with other towns. Yes, definitely our computer system does need to be updated, and I do plan on doing that, but also like possibly go in other towns, because other towns have used different software that, from what we have, we've already heard like complaints about the software, like people, a lot of people want to do dog licenses and would like to do them for 3 years. Why are we only doing them for a year? And, the computer systems that are out there for that, it's called Edmunds. A lot of the town clerks are unhappy with it because it's not doing, it's hard because like New York State law dictates a lot of stuff that we do. Dog licenses, we have, the dog has to be, all dogs have to be licensed. Rabies is the biggest thing. That's why dogs are licensed, is to prove that your dog has rabies. So, new dogs, you get 1 year rabies, older dogs have 3-year rabies. So to extend that, we're not able to do that. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Now, take yourself out of this and look at the taxpayer's point of view. What has your experience been as a taxpayer been with the clerk's office? What is the positive and what's the negative? Now you have to take yourself out of space.
One thing is, this is past tax season, a lot of people complain about how high the taxes have gone up, but a lot of people don't go out and vote for the tax budgets. So that's one thing I've learned, is people have to get out more, start voting. I'm gonna have to have their voices heard.
Again, please.
It's okay, these are very hard questions. What has your experience been as a taxpayer and like clerk's office? What is the positive and what is not so positive?
You know, I have no idea. I'm a renter, so I can't answer that question. But when I did live in South Wales, I never had to deal with the clerk's office because my taxes were escrowed. That's my answer.
And I'm gonna repeat this just because I don't remember the question here. How long have you lived in East Aurora?
Which one was?
Does-
Oh, I've lived here since 2018. Well, yes, I returned to the area after living in New Jersey and across the state for my work. I actually returned to the South Wales area in 2012 because I couldn't afford a house in East Aurora. Yeah, so I've been in the town of Aurora since 2018.
I moved in with my family 17 years ago, so I've been in the town for 17 years.
Thank you. Here's one who's sort of, you're well aware that the office has to be modernized. How is this gonna affect the taxes in the city, in the town?
Well, like I said earlier, I've been listening to the taxpayers for 3.5 years and what they do wanna see. What they wanna see is, I don't believe it's gonna cost a lot of money. We do have, a website now, putting the forms on that people, instead of having to come in, filling out applications, putting them online. I don't think that's gonna be a big problem. I don't think it's gonna actually increase any of the money, that taxpayers are gonna have to pay.
My intention is that it's a $0 increase because there are grants available for this. Many other towns have done this modernization. In fact, 72% of the towns in the Erie County have online tax options. So it's been done locally, and I'm gonna even think outside the bun and consider what the state can do to help us with this too. So there will be no cost to residents.
Thank you. And the question is, for the people of East Aurora, and for the Aurora township, will they be able to understand the technology when it changes? Or will we be going too far advanced for the? You know what the programs are?
Yeah, so Corinne had mentioned that there are some back-end opportunities to update the way the taxes are taken. There are a number of programs locally, TAVI and I'm forgetting the other one, BAS. Plus there are other options that other towns, other counties are using, so I think there's a big opportunity to fix that on the back end. I bring this up because it's what feeds the front end. And the whole thing I mentioned about being proactive in communication is that I don't plan to just serve it up and say, hey, you can just do this online. There's going to be an entire communication campaign that goes out to residents. I will offer workshops. I will do one-on-ones with people who want to learn how to do this. This is right up my alley as far as what I've done with Verizon customers. I taught Verizon customers how to send text messages when that was a new technology. And I've been through all of the technology changes that you all enjoy on your cell phones right now. So there's no way I would ever bring something like this online without getting feedback from residents first before it's even launched, having people test it out, give opinions, and certainly work with counterparts across the rest of the county to figure out how they launch something like this. So there will be an entire plan that will be very transparent to the community about how this is going to come to pass.
So, with the improvement in technology, some people are gonna be pro for it, some people are gonna be against it. It all depends on how technically savvy that you are. The stuff that I wanna do, just having the forms online is gonna be